Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to Sarah Scrapp's Sketches Reimagined using Laura Whitaker sketches. This is her last episode, I believe, of using Laura Whitaker, and then she's switching to a different sketching company to work with for the rest of her next series. So I'm excited. It's a 3 photo. I've got choices. And this is one of the page kits I created earlier this month using, I just completely lost it, using a collection that I can't think of right now. I'm so sorry, my brain. However, I've made this page kit. It is on my channel if you'd like to check it out. And I'm working with a bunch of different papers, focusing in on that serial paper to tell the story. And I have a whole bunch of fun embellishments to play with as well, which I think will work well with the sketch. So I'm gonna get you on fast forward and let's see what I can come up with. To start off, I'm gonna just decide on which 3 photos I want to use because I have 8 to choose from. They're all fabulous, but I just want to get the story told within the 3, and then the other 3 I actually put into, I have a bag of scrapbooking stuff for my kids so that they can scrapbook alongside me when they want to, and having these extra photos are perfect because they feel like they're scrapbooking the same stuff I am. I find it really helps them with their creativity and feeling like they still get to do the stuff I do. It's lovely. So that's where the other photos are going to go. You're going to watch me kind of put this together, figure out which ones are going to go in the frame and all of that. I'm trying to highlight the one of him laughing his head off in the middle because what is happening here is we had breakfast one morning. He was having Cinnamon Toast Crunch. He doesn't get to have it very often, so it's normally a treat for him. But he's sitting there and eating it. And he looks up at me dead serious and he goes, "Mom, this cereal should be called Squareal because it's square." Followed by him laughing his head off. Like he wouldn't stop laughing. And so these photos are taken with him laughing and then just the continuation of it. It was just so funny. My kid is just such a goofball. And as he's gotten older, his personality is getting more and more vibrant. And honestly, I don't think there's a day that goes by that he doesn't say something that makes Sean and I laugh. He's just has the best personality and we love it and we try to nurture it so he stays being funny, but not so much that like he gets himself in trouble, you know, the class clown type of thing. So we're working on it with him, but he's just, I just love his personality. It's the best. So that's what this is about. And I didn't want to forget the memories, so I documented it right away. I put it on Instagram. And then when this collection came out, and I remember it now, the Buenos Dias collection, when it came out and I saw this cereal paper, I was like, yes, this is perfect. So obviously building the kits like I did back earlier this month, I just knew that this was going to work. Then I saw the sketch for this series with Sarah Scraps, and I'm like, this is all perfect and coming together, and just really pleased with how it turned out. I wanted to make sure to get all of the pattern papers represented on this layout somehow. I really love the combination of how I built this kit. And so I'm liking the green as the background. That's coming along really well. It helps kind of balance the bright colored frames that I'm choosing to use here. And they're all a little bit different. It's okay that it's kind of a wild layout because the story is a little bit funny and playful. So the paper can be funny and playful. My biggest thing was trying to figure out how to use the cereal paper. Now, I'm making the circle with my bowl, and I was thinking nice big circle because you can see that in the sketch. I wasn't going to stitch, but I felt like having this cereal in the circle would really help you see it and make that story kind of drive home the point with that paper, kind of, so to speak. But then I've been in this big kind of kick lately where I'm using borders. So I'm going to trim this paper and have a border, trim the green paper down, and then there'll be cereal paper for the border and then the circle with the green paper in the middle. I use the blue paper as kind of just a layer between my photos and the rest of the stuff, just so it's there. I didn't really do much with that, but I do like how I had just one extra layer. It brings a little bit of emphasis to what's happening. I do not go out of this kit other than my title, so there's not a whole lot of embellishing. I use the frames as frames, and I'm using the tags kind of tucked in within my layers, and so I don't have a lot else going on, which is okay because it doesn't need a lot. This is a very busy layout, but I did have to be kind of strategic about how I did things. And now you can see I placed that circle down and I'm like, I don't think that circle is going to work. It's too big. So I kind of used my tape and adhesive tape, and I used that because it's a circle shape, and then that was too small. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I just can't win. So I placed the larger circle back, and because I had cut the smaller circle out of it, I was able to kind of position it and realize that it was actually the right size to begin with, and I was crazy. So it's fine. I'm going to trim it, get it placed down. I turned that little strip of pattern paper that I had in my kit. I just turned it into a banner. So there's something there. You can see it's kind of like my take on this sketch is a little bit more blown up. So it's like it's zoomed in a little bit. My photos are probably a little bit bigger. My strips are a little bit bigger, that sort of thing. But I make it all work. I'm happy with that. And I'm going to layer everything back down, figure out where the little tags, I wanted to get all those tags in there, decide where they're all going to go. The only thing I don't add in that I had in the kit was, oh, that's not true. I added in the end, which you don't see here. But if you're on Instagram today, scrolling through and you happen to see this layout, there is a frame. It's a chipboard frame, and I didn't use it to begin with, but when I went back to look at it, I'm like, I should just use this. This is ridiculous. And so I just cut it in half and I made it kind of an anchoring point beside the photos. And so it just lengthened that kind of area. Okay. Moving on to my title. I'm simply doing exactly what he said. This cereal should be called Squareal. Now, let me tell you, trying to figure out how to spell Squareal because it's not a real word. Yeah, I just kind of went with it. I went and looked to see what I wrote on Instagram, and I went with it. Cereal looks wrong to me for some reason. Like, it doesn't look like it's spelled right. It means nothing. I'm like the world's worst speller, so I'm sure it is. I mean, I kind of double checked, but I give up. Whatever, it's there. But you can see I used a tone on tone with the pattern paper. I liked that. You can see it, but it's not too much. And then I used my little white alphas at the top, and then a nice big thicker that has a bit of a sheen to it at the bottom. And that's gonna do it. So you guys, please make sure you head on over, see what Sarah Scraps created today. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Bye everyone.